Welcome back to the first edition of Life Lessons with Lexi for 2020, which is so exciting. Today we're talking about love and Valentine's Day. We're going to talk about one of my favorite things, astrology. If you're a noob in the astrology world, you probably only know your sun sign. That's what rules your ego. And it's based on months, basically. The ones that we really care about for Valentine's Day and when you're trying to find a partner or even friends sometimes is your Venus. So the Venus is the planet that controls love. Your Venus controls your love and your emotions and how you show affection. So if you're looking closely of who you're compatible with, the most important one is probably your Venus. When it comes to love and how you guys love. So Mars is the planet of aggression, also the ruler of Aries, so that's my bad personally. I'm a very aggressive person, and you'll see that as we go through my full chart, which I am sprinkling in because Aries are a very self-centered sign, and I love myself and I love my chart, and you guys should too. Mars, like I said, is your aggression, so it's kind of how, if you're angry, how assertive you're gonna be, how you're gonna act out, how you're gonna handle that aggression, yeah. Mars is also tied to your sexual drive. So in love and Valentine's Day, that's also something that you should probably pay attention to in your partner. You want to make sure you're compatible in the bedroom as well. I know my mom's gonna watch this and I'm like, yeah. The next important sign is your Mercury. I can't think of the signs that it rules because they're probably earth signs and I don't really care about earth signs, to be honest. No shade if you're an earth sign, but we're not compatible, so bye. But your Mercury controls your communication and how you collaborate. I am an Aries Mercury, don't hate me. But so when I communicate with people, I'm really straightforward. I don't really like passive aggressiveness. But yeah, your Mercury is how you communicate. So another really important sign when it comes to compatibility with a partner or friends, because you want to make sure that you know how they're communicating and how they'll tell you when they're having an issue. I always think when problems come around, but they can also be positive communication tactics as well. Whether you are in a relationship or you're looking for a relationship or you're just looking to have a little fling downtown maybe, it's important to know your full chart of yourself and your partner, and how problems could arise or how you could be really, really good. We're going to start by talking about fire signs because, like I said, I'm a fire and I'm selfish and I want to cover mine because that's the one I know most about. My favorite signs, so like I said before, there's Aries, which is what I am. So we're impulsive and we act on our feelings and we don't really think, is some of the characteristics of that. And then the next fire sign is Leo, which one of the stereotypes of Leo is that they're very self-absorbed and like to talk about themselves. In my opinion, that's a misconception. I think Leos like to be in big groups of people and like to have maybe attention on them, but Leos are some of the most caring people I've ever met and will literally bend over backwards to make sure other people are having a good time. Leos are great to get in a relationship with, in my opinion. And then the third is Sagittarius. Generally, you are very compatible with other fire signs if you're a fire sign, which is good to note, but sometimes those relationships can be a little bit chaotic, especially if they're love, because you guys are just going to be spending a lot of time together. I think, and this is my opinion, I think that you're the most compatible friend-wise with people that are in the fire element if you're also a fire sign. But I personally would not want to date another Aries or a Sagittarius because I don't think we would get anything done and it would just be a mess. But that's just my opinion, and it doesn't mean that we're not compatible, because on paper we are very compatible if you are both fire signs. Another group that fire signs are very, very compatible with is air signs. So let's just jump into the air signs. I am a Gemini moon and a Libra rising, and those are both air signs. So the first one is the Gemini. Gemini gets negatively stereotyped as like two-faced, and they kind of are. I wouldn't say like two-faced has a really negative connotation, and I wouldn't say Geminis are a negative at all. And then the next is Libra, which is my rising, so I love both of these signs. Libra is, like I said, ruled by Venus, so they're a very loving sign, very romantic. They love gossiping. All air signs do too. Like Geminis also really enjoy like gossiping and like knowing about other people. Again, that's really negative, or like has a negative connotation, but it's not really. And then the third and final is Aquarius, and that's in January. So Aquarius gets like the quirky stamp, if that makes sense. Like Aquarius are seen as very quirky, and they're super fun to be around, and I love Aquarius, but they often get that like reputation of like they'd rather be alone. Yeah, so those are the 3 air signs. So yeah, I think we've covered everything that we need to about fire and air. They make sense. And then let's move into the earth. Like I said before, earth is one of my least favorite elements, just because earth and fire are typically not very compatible. Let's start. The first one is Taurus. Fun little fact, I was supposed to be a Taurus, so my birthday is on the cusp of Aries season. So I was born April 19th, 1999. I expect you all to send me a card or a DM on my birthday when I turn 21 years old. So coming up very soon. We're not shaming signs here. I'm just a person. I'm opinionated like everyone else, and I'm sorry, I'm biased in this sense. But Tauruses are very stubborn. They're very, very, very stubborn, and often get stereotyped that they like can't see any other side. They also are very stereotypical like homebody and like to be alone. So yeah, we don't really care about Tauruses. We're not shaming signs here. Virgos. Okay, I don't know a ton of Virgos, so I won't talk a ton about Virgos, but they're very like analytical, I'll say. Like they really don't care what other people are doing. They're just gonna do their stuff to the best of their ability and what they think is right. They don't really care what other people think because they know that they're probably right. And then the last earth sign is Capricorn. They get marked as like the father figure of the signs because they're very responsible. Capricorns are also like stereotyped as being very, I guess all earth signs technically are stereotyped as like being like materialistic, but Capricorns are the most like money driven. All the like memes about Capricorn are like holding like stacks of money, and it's like keep up. But so those are the earth signs, and they are the most compatible on paper, I guess, with water signs. Cancers first in the rotation. Cancers are the mother of the zodiac sign, so they are like the stereotypical mother. Like they want to like help whoever they can. They love cooking. They love providing for their family, friends. So if you need someone to be like responsible and like take care of you, get with a Cancer, because they love to give, and they often give too much, in my opinion, as a self-centered Aries. The next is Scorpio. Scorpio is a very cool sign. That's all I can really say. They're so fun and mysterious, and I feel like everyone wants to know Scorpios more, but they'll never actually know them because they're so closed off. Yeah, and then the last water sign is Pisces. Pisces are also like usually the most artistic of the signs. They have the most empathy because they're the last sign in the rotation. So like I said, Aries starts the astrology chart and Pisces ends because they're March. And so they just like feel everyone's pain. They just don't want anyone to like suffer. They don't want anyone to be mad. So they'll do anything for that. So water signs and earth signs go really well together. I don't know if this is like making any sense, but I hope it is. Okay, so those are all the charts or all the signs and who they are most compatible with. That's all for me in this first edition of Life Lessons with Lexi for 2020. Make sure you follow us on all our social medias. They'll be linked down below, I'm sure. And make sure you like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, as editor of the Valence Student Newspaper, I'm just going to do a subtle plug. Make sure you follow us on our Twitter and our Instagram, and our Facebook, and make sure you follow us online at thevalantonline.com and check out our Valentine's Day stories. Last week we had a story about our feature on the flower shop in town, Wilson Florist. It was really cute. So make sure you check that out. And then also coming out tomorrow, we have a really cute feature in our Verve section, our arts and entertainment, about couples on campus that are young and married and in love and are spending this Valentine's Day with their spouse for possibly the first time. So that's going to be so cute, and I'm so excited for you guys to see it. I'm so excited to see it myself and just see all the wedding pictures. So make sure you follow us and check out the red newsstands on Wednesday morning to pick up an issue. Okay, now I'm done. Bye.